Ciao, my loves. This is Gemma with your moon to moon reading for October 28th, last quarter moon, to November 4th, new moon. A lot is coming through. So this reading, I'm going to just read what came through. So it might be a little all over the place. I'll try and elaborate on some of these points as they arise. A really key thing that I want to start this reading off with is this last full moon marked a point in which, esoterically speaking, the energy begins to open up and break away because it moves into what we call degradation or four corners. I want you to understand this in like the cardinal signs. So last full moon, we had this energy kick off. So we had the four cardinal signs highlighted. Now this week is really going to be a very strong reflection week back to last month on the specific day. And then also the psyche is being reworked on such a strong level. And so a lot of things are moving through the mind and shifting the awareness. This is a strong evolutionary phase where we move planes, essentially. So I want you to just be extra gentle with yourself during this week. And if you like the day-to-day breakdowns, Patreons, this is again going to be in your Svara Yoga lunar mapping reading, where each day is broken down with the specific energies and how to work with it for ritual. All right, let's get started. This week is going to kick us off with, now it's been building since last week, but now this week is really bringing it into full focus, personality. The weaknesses in personality are going to be revealed this week, especially in the beginning of the week. And what I mean by weaknesses is, remember I have been saying that ego is integrating. This means that what you think you know of your world, I want you to really, everybody, hold this with such discernment. Reality is not what it seems. Your ego is being integrated by releasing all the things that you thought you were or that once held a way of what you believed or limitations. Anyways, ego connotation, how you define yourself, what you call your personality as the strong points, desirable points, are being revealed. This energy from the last new moon to this new moon, from this new moon to upcoming, essentially is you have to feel into what fills you up and what feels good. There is less connection to the external world and operating what you think your truth is or how your truth is filtering in based off of your concept of what is possible. This is going to challenge a lot of comfort, a lot of things that we hide behind. It's going to challenge the ways that we push certain personality attributes as a sense of self. Again, ego is being integrated. So this is going to challenge how you receive the world and how you show up, very much so. All right, so I'll begin with what was channeled. They're no longer identifying with things, personality and awareness, sense of self and external, all of that is breaking away. It's drawing inward. There has been so much shift this past year over subject and object, and it's been shifting how you perceive yourself in the world. And then we took another great shift in where you perceive what is available for you in the world. Here we go, another level. Reality is not what it seems. There's an inner way. There's a new self, and divine is coming through. There's messaging about worth. If you have any inner worth issues, these are laid to rest. It's the biggest lie. You were born worthy. There is a message also. You need to focus where you want to go. Tune into what feels good. The sense body has been opened up so you can feel what nourishes you. This will come to light. Whatever is not nourishing you will start to break away. But you will become more wise around that. You're being strengthened, and you have to continue to mind your sensory input and output, because what you once know is breaking away. So how you think you're supposed to proceed is based off of past perception. Be here now. Allow things. This is a major death process. Remember, everything that is here in your present is from the past. Energy has to accumulate. That means must operate in the place that is above that. Start to see the nature of things, how things are coming together, and you will start to understand your own nature. This is a major karmic point for a lot of you. And when I mean karmic point, I mean the cause and effect of action and reaction around old energies that was held within the mental and emotional body are breaking away. Let me say that again. Cause and effect, being reactive to things or beliefs or feeding things with your life force, are breaking away. The way you held yourself is shifting. There's so much karma that is, and I want you to understand, cause and effect is 2D. It's this versus that. It only operates within our physical realm. When you move beyond that, you'll start to see the nature of things. Karmic partners and people are coming through so fast. Last week, the week before, and then it just picked up pace from last week and this week for a lot of you. Oh my. Okay, and I mean karmic partners in terms of, yes, it's going to be romantic, but it's going to be friends. Friendships keep being highlighted, like your friendships are shifting, but also friends from previous lives, people that are here to serve you, to help you. People, you will be brought together suddenly with somebody and you feel like you've known them for a lifetime. I want you to understand the veil is thin. You're going to understand and feel the energy connection more prominently. This is something that has been opening up and that I've been trying to best explain as I can. Allow the release to happen. When partners and people come in, the meaning of a lot of this is going to be when two people unite, it creates an energy signature. And sometimes that's called like a ending of a pattern. But anybody, when we as human beings come into contact with one another, we are just energy connecting. It's synergy. If you come into somebody and you meet somebody that feels like a long lost karmic partner, it's almost synergetic. It's going to shift your energy to where you need to be, and vice versa for the other person. My point of this being is there will be strangers you run into that you feel like you've known for a lifetime, and there'll also be old friends or lovers, or things will come back together. It's creating a new like support, okay? There's a lot that needs to be released. This releasing is going to create a rising. When you drop what's heavy, you rise. Okay, so this rise in evolution is what's going to prepare us as we move into Scorpio. We are going to start to see this week the beginning of wanting to dig deeper behind things. This is when we will get in the culmination this on December 4th. But as of now, this energy is preparing us to release things so awareness and consciousness rises. Once consciousness rises to another plane, it then seeks to understand its lowest level. It begins then to understand what has manifested below, okay? I hope this makes sense. My point of that is release everything. Everything is moving you up. So if you also, anybody on your path is truly a golden link for your good. Anybody you run into, just tune into the feeling and trust that it's almost, whether you know it, it's not a purpose, it's almost like an energy exchange that's happening, okay? There are a lot of, there's a lot of things that are kind of being healed within. That is, I want you guys not to focus on a healing aspect because it's going to naturally occur. If we focus on the healing aspect, what I fear is where the shift in consciousness is now, is it might revert back to something is broken or something is wrong. We are in a space of moving into wholeness and bringing things together. The healing will happen naturally by law. Anything that is less and dense and no longer aligned will fall away from you. It is important during this week to detach yourself. Detach your view. Do not hold anything against yourself. Don't hold in actions to represent or to operate. This is all going to be based on the outside world. Really, There's so much water and air this week. Water signs, you are extra, extra sensitive. Be extra mindful of your energy, what you are absorbing and taking in, okay? And that's not to hold judgment against anybody else or any situation. Whatever is in your view of experience, you are the co-creator of. Just be mindful of how energy comes to you. Also, everybody, drink lots and lots of water. We still have a lot of Martian and Mercurial influence. This is hot air. For my Pitta people or fire dominant, please be mindful of alcohol consumption and citrus. You might feel extra heated or agitated, okay? Everybody else, be mindful of being indulgent, especially with sweets. Avoid overeating. Lots of water will help the process, and then alone time for sure. Okay, sorry, this is going to be a long reading, guys. The new moon, when we move into the new moon, it's going to bring inner listening and moving through intuition and understanding. It's the self is retracting inward. So this is the energy that's starting to occur that will begin on the new moon, but that's preparing us for this new moon. Energy is drawing inward, and as energy draws inward, it begins to basically kill off what no longer has life force. This is how this shift in your awareness and your priorities are going to happen. I really want to emphasize, and I've talked about this last new moon, we are in shifting a new reality, new structures, new worlds are coming together. It's almost like there might be opposition where you're like, well, that world doesn't belong in this world. There's so much chatter. We are really recreating a new society, new cultures, understanding cultures and holding cultures are shifting very, very quickly. That means your culture has shifted very, very quickly in this year. As the energy draws up, I want you to think of water drawing away from the roots begin to decay and die. This is some of the things that are going to shift and cause this shift in culture to happen. As collectively and individually our consciousness is shifting and rising, it's starting to give less awareness to things that are external. It is important for you to work with this energy this week to take away any type of attachment you have to the external. One thing that is coming through very strongly is if you are feeling more pulled to your dharma, your truth, things are lighting up within you and you are holding it to an expectation of what your reality is based now. Here's what I mean. If you're like, okay, well, I feel like I want to share this gift. This is really arising in me, but it needs to look like this and it has to do this and I have to do social media or it has to be this way or I have to move up the ladder like this. That is holding divine message through the false idea of what you think it needs to come through. This week is going to challenge your control. It's asking you to surrender into your truth and allow a will higher than yours to determine the path. Naturally, when you start pulling your energy inward, the roots will decay. This is going to strengthen your connection to your inner voice and stop bringing your awareness to the external as a mile marker or a structure of which you need to fulfill things with. So what is possible for you is opening up on more levels. The more you surrender, the more you're going to know the potency and the strength of what is possible within you. You're going to become more limitless. This is a lot of the death energy that is really occurring, that is leading into this next new moon. Allow yourself to tune into how you are distributing your energy. Pull back what doesn't make you feel fulfilled. Then you become more strong in what is moving through you, okay? I'm going to continue, I'll read what is channeled. There's going to be disappointments and dissatisfaction. I want you to just tune in. This can be because your higher self is leading that you can do better or you should know better, but also disappointments and dissatisfaction is natural during the spiritualization process. It means you're becoming less content with what is manifest and you're looking for something deeper. Again, that's the energy that we're moving through. You must understand the elements on creation. You have to understand the nature of things. The more you can understand this, the more you can understand what is filling you up, what's not filling you up, and how you want to utilize these energies to execute the way that you feel aligned to and what is moving. Our consciousness is really being moved on another level. The outer levels are being rebirthed. Past life is being rebirthed. There's new intention is coming together. Again, personality weaknesses are really being shown. It's a part of the ego surrendering to divine. But this is also the spiritualization process. It will eradicate harmful influence that is this will become very prominent on the eclipse. Whatever is not serving you, again, is naturally going to break away. But this is also going to be your own patterning. I want you guys to be super mindful of comforts. It's not just what we find comfortable and pleasure and things like that, but this is going to show more of the comforts in the way that we hid, or there was an illusion around a comfort. You thought something was comfortable or it had to be a specific way in order for you to enjoy the comforts of life. And that might not be true. For some of you, that's going to reveal to be false, because it is. You are the powerful creator. So in addition to that, the comforts are going to show the way that we hide behind comforts. Okay, so be mindful of your comforts. They hold back. Things are being cut away. There's also I'm just going to read what was channeled. There's this place in the mind where things are being purged from. It's more in the subtle realm. It's as if you're in between, like swimming in water, but it feels like you're swimming in the stars. I kept feeling and seeing like there's a lightening of the subtle body that's happening, you guys. If you can, just cut as much alcohol as you can. You want to draw the energy inward. There's a big purge on attachments that's happening. So if you become triggered, okay, take back your senses. I want you to be super mindful of what you watch, what you listen to, and who is around you, because the mental body is working on the subtle realm and energy is evolving upward. We're releasing, and also the mind is completely shifting. When this happens, you are more permeable to the external sources. And I've kind of been talking about this a lot now, but coming up to the new moon, this becomes more potent because the energy is shifting across the four corners. We've hit cardinal points, okay? What I mean by triggered is don't watch some of the shows that you used to watch, or the blah blah, like listening to everything or having to constantly be stimulated by a noise or watching somebody or around people. Be mindful of that. The reason is if you watch something that you used to watch in this evolutionary process, it can be a quote-unquote trigger, or it can help perpetuate a thought process that you don't know that you have, that's unconscious to you, a belief system. What I mean by triggered is just enlivened. A trigger is just enlivened. It's just an awareness or an energy that has come alive and created an emotional and mental reaction. So draw your senses inward. Shift how you are comfortable. This is going to have you move more boldly into new places. A lot of you might have felt this energy. As you shift your comforts, shift your routines, shift something that you feel is that will help break up a pattern, essentially, okay? This is going to help release a lot of things. Sensory absorption and assimilation is very, very important right now. Okay, divine reception is strong. Be really mindful of all of this coming through. There are a lot of pieces being brought together. For those of you, Isis, if you know the story of Isis, there's a point where Horus was cut up and put into pieces. I keep being shown that we are in the point where we're gathering these four pieces across the four realm. Remember, this point of esoterically speaking is degradation, where matter breaks away so higher consciousness rises. We are at the point where Isis grabs the pieces, or is preparing to grab the pieces. You're freeing the nature of the mind and the body. Things are lightening, but you are gaining wisdom from that. You're understanding the depth from that. Things are being brought together. There are so many messengers coming into you, numeric synchronicity, notice synchronicities. The vehicles of messages are changing. That can be people, karmic people you run into. That can be how things are working out for you. Remember, everything is working out in your favor. If something doesn't go through, it means it's an energetic shift. It's happening very quickly. We are heavily in a death process. From energy, there's going to be the death of things breaking away. Relax away from external influence. Create sacred space for yourself. When things break away, new light has to fill that space. This is very much an ether energy that is starting to occur. When things die and they decay, they begin to lighten up and break away. This is where we are. Old things are breaking away, and now it's lightening up by creating more space. So be extra mindful in your distribution of how you are distributing your energy as well, okay? I'm going to finish this off, guys. Sorry, this is so long, but this is just such a strong channel that came through. There's a big psychological shift this week. There's a cycle ending. Remember, tune into what doesn't fill you up. It's all about nourishing you. This energy kicking off from this new moon to the next new moon, but this week leading into the new moon is going to be mama energy. Mama energy that basically fights away and protects her baby. Okay, and that's the nature, but it's also very nourishing and giving. There's going to be psychological segregation that is happening. This is going to break away the old aspects of self or limitations, and even the way you perceive the world is shifting. This is because their energy is shifting. Your perception, your experiences are going to completely shift. Things are going to become more visible as they are released. Detachment away from assumptions. Know nothing. Really start every single day renewed, because things are shifting so quickly. Intellect is ineffective this week. Really. It's going to kick off this week. Maybe you'll get, I take that back. The day before the new moon on the 3rd will be better, but your intuition is stronger. This is going to take away, when I say intellect, that means analysis paralysis. And this is really working the way that the ego once defines its external world, or the way it's creating its external world. That is shifting. And because of that, there's new potential that's coming through. For those of you that are into symbology and understand what I'm saying, there's a cosmic creation. These oceans are stirring. We have the nodes being worked so heavily. This is a rebirth. Things are coming together and they're just shifting. They're changing so quickly. This is going to raise collective kundalini, okay? There is sentiments about things are shifting. This is going to be, utilize this Martian energy. Move yourself outside of the box. Move yourself outside of the comfort zone. Become more bold. Conquer your own comfort zone. Challenge your own thought processes. Understand what lies deeper. As your consciousness rises, as things break away from you, you will become more liberated. You will understand the depth of what you are. Deeper reasoning is coming through and it's emerging. Seek a deeper reason. This also will support learning, but I kept seeing like shrugging things off. Whatever is heavy, shrug it off. Work heavily into your side body. For those of you that practice yoga. And also one last thing that came, don't follow quick fix spirituality. There's nothing to fix. Your life is spirituality. Your very life, your embracing of life is spirit in matter. This will come through heavily this month. There is no quick fix. You must understand yourself through you and the world around you. Divine is in everything. As you move into this, as we continue to raise the consciousness, it's important to stay dedicated, devoted, or systematic in your higher purpose. As much as possible, I feel like this is coming through for a lot of you very profoundly. Stay connected to that. And one last thing, I'm sorry, you guys. Well, I hope this serves you. I never want to be too long, but I hope this serves you. Really strengthen your pranic body. That this is going to be a forefront in the practices that we do, but also for those of you that are not Patreon members, take care of your senses, breath work, create alone time, create space, start to create more silence. This is going to serve how your mind is developing and evolving. And I can't emphasize that enough. Cut the poison away. Who you are becoming is taking new heights, okay? All right, my loves, that's it. I hope you have a incredible week, because obviously it's very transformative, but the strength of who you're becoming is so beautiful, so incredible. For those of you on Patreon, you'll find your supportive practices and Svara Yoga and lunar mapping on the platform. Ciao tutti.